Good evening and welcome to the final season. The final season of this night career mode on Golden Lab. Now, I almost said the final season of Golden Lab, but that would be incorrect. Because Golden Lab is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere on the channel. It is going to be here on the channel as I try and get all of the achievements and whatnot in the game. But it is the last season. It is the last season with Knight. Or at least with Knight in this career mode, should I say. We might even carry on with Knight in another save at another point. I don't know. But welcome back. First things first. Thank you to every person who left a comment as part of the driver vote. And actually, full team vote. It wasn't just the drivers. Full team vote for this season 10. I know the results. This time, I didn't have any input. I didn't have any input. I don't think it would have mattered. My vote would not have changed a single thing. And I have got the votes tallied up. I know exactly what the team is going to be, but you can see I haven't picked it just yet. I'm not giving it away that easily. I'm about to give it away now with the voting numbers. Here we are. These are the voting numbers. So, Season 10 vote. The driver's points tally. And it was closer than you might think. Looking at that, you see Edward King up at 30. There were lots of votes for Edward King. King Edward, the King. He's won it. He is going to be a driver for us next season. But would you look at that to go with him? Anders Nilsson. And then not far behind, Hans Muller and Paul Woods. And then we even had some selections for different drivers that honestly, I was really happy to see that like this selection of wide selection of drivers that people were like, I want to see this guy. I want to see this guy. And the thing is that if we do play more saves, we'll pick more drivers. We don't have to stick to the same drivers. We'll try and beat these drivers and try different things. You know, that's what we'll do. Engineer-wise, Natty, look at that. 20 to the next best is 5. It's something else. But then look at the crew chief. That was the closest of anything. 10-9-8 between Jürgen Schütz, Edwards and Lloyd. 10-9-8. It was so close. That is the team we're going to go with. And it looks like a frickin' strong team. It really does. It really does. Now, before I actually go in to picking the team, which is just here again. Hopefully this has worked. I'm going to have to check. And it did work. Okay, that's good. And before I actually select the team, we're going to go through the comments because we've still got a press conference to do. So, Cody O'Neill with the first... Well, actually, it's in reverse order here with the first comment. I won't read out everyone's picks. I won't read out everyone's reasoning for the picks unless it's like in press conference style. But I will read out everyone's picks, like the names picked. So, all hail King Edward. A popular American radio show has once again thrown the hat into the ring as to who they think should race for Knight Racing. George Thompson as the number 1 pick. And there you go. That was George Thompson getting some points. Edward King and then Anders Nilsson. Thank you, Cody. In fact, why would I do that? Why would I be like that? No, we're going to read the entire thing. George Thompson, following a season of steady play in a much weaker car, it's believed that in a Knight car and with the Knight strategy, Thompson is capable of being a consistent podium finisher. He would pair well with the reigning champion, Edward King. The hotshot crowned king of racing cannot be passed up. One thing that has been called into question is who is actually the greatest racer. Is it King or is it Anders Nilsson? We want to see dominance. And with Nilsson back under Knight Racing, it will be decided who is the best racer. A king, or a nickname for Anders Nilsson was Thor, a god. Oh, it's the headlines kind of write themselves. Great comment, Cody. Thank you so much. Next up was from Hayden. So many good options for drivers, but I will go King. Long may he reign. Muller seems like he's one of the best drivers to appear out of nowhere. Woods would be nice to win with an all-British lineup. And then Nilsson. So Nilsson again getting some points. And that is probably why Nilsson is going to be that driver with us. I love some of the other suggestions to have a battle of the champions. But that being said, there wouldn't be much drama in the championship, as we would probably run away with it. That is true. For engineer, you can't go past Neri. For crew chief, maybe give the formidable Jurgen Schütz a go for the final season. 10% slower tyre wear seems very powerful. It would actually be 15% for Muller, which is insane. And even though he has a higher chance of slow pit stops, it shouldn't impact quite as much because the tyres will go longer. Yes, that's very true. Good comment from Hayden. Thank you very much. Next comment was from Aaron. If Knight were a UK team, then the picks are obvious. I mean, I don't know if do I consider Knight to be a UK team? I don't know. I mean, I'm British. It doesn't mean the team is. I don't know. An all-American setup with Thompson and Palmer is a bit of a drop-off. Yeah, it is a little bit. I like all the King and Nielsen battle of the best shouts. Gives me strong Hunt versus Lauda vibes. Can you imagine a year where they raced in the same car? Third pick, Hans Muller. Really, he would be my first choice with Mendes if this wasn't the last year of the save. Nerdy and Schütz are the best two staff, so why not go all out and see what we can do? We should be getting 1-2s across the board. I actually do agree, Aaron. I do agree. And we should be able to do that. We'll see. You know, we'll see how it goes. Beggar42 says, driver King. I mean, come on. 2, Muller. 3, Janssen. Interesting pick. Nerdy and then crew chief Edwards. Or you could go for a meme team of King, Woods, Fletcher, Bennett, Lloyd, and rename Knight to Britannia. Roll Britannia. Well, that's an old-fashioned song, but we haven't gone with that, unfortunately. We haven't gone with that. We are still Team Knight. Now, Cobra says, I vote for an all-English team. Or, well, it'll be all-British team, because I don't know if Edward King is English. I don't know. Paul Woods, Edward King, Bennett and Lloyd, let the world fall under Union Jack. Yeah, exactly. Union Jack would be United Kingdom. It wouldn't just be England. Danny Beveridge says, great stuff. Edward King, Paul Woods, Hans Muller, Neri and Lloyd. So again, like, you can see the names that are appearing again and again, but there are like combinations, which meant that it wasn't obvious what was going to come out on top until we get to a couple of these more easy comments from Michael, for example. King and Nielsen, best drivers. Let's go for it. It's fair enough. Fraser says Nielsen, King / Muller. Same stats, but Muller with better traits. 3, Mendes, under-leveled, but wanted to be on the list. Engineer Fraser has power hungry, which could be very helpful. And then Johnson, and then Neri, and then Chief is Jurgen Schütz. Most likely all choose the top options, but just keep the others in mind. I mean, I definitely did. I wasn't sure what I wanted to go with. Like I said, like my votes would not have changed a thing. I'll be honest. You know, my votes wouldn't have changed anything. Adam Hammer says, let's go Brazil and make it a little more difficult. Mendes Pereira and then Woods just to come full cycle from season 1. They did get some points for that, but unfortunately they did not win. Opa said, nice video. Congrats on the double championship. Thank you very much. And thank you to everyone who's commented as well. My suggestions, drivers, King Edward, Felix Gruber. Again, a bit of a rogue shout, but fair enough. And then Carlos Mendes, Neri, and Tyler Edwards. Again, points going spare. And then Lonwa says, Nielsen versus King, ABBA when giving parts. Best stock part doesn't get upgraded. After 4 races only, upgrades are allowed. No more building parts. Best driver wins. That is a good idea. And that might be how we play it. I'm not sure. We might try this season without building parts and just go with upgrades because we know we've got fast drivers. So this might be the season we can do it. I'm not sure, but we will see. We will see. If we're going for a completely new lineup, shake it up. Muller DuPont would be a great matchup. Alberto Neri and Jurgen Schütz. Great comment. Really good comment and got me thinking as well. Hitchin Baz says, congrats on the home win. Gotta love how King was this season. He was strong, wasn't he? Driver choices, you've got to keep King. Nielsen to return for the Battle of the Champions. Muller as the pretender to the throne. Well, I imagine Muller is going to be in a Nezzolini or a LeBron, one of those two. Staff pick, stick with what you have. They've done well. Other options, go for an all-British team. There was quite a few comments about going for an all-British team. Maybe that's something we'll do in another season. Another series. That could be cool. We could like pretend that the team we're going with is like called like UK Racing or Racing GB or something like that, you know? And as if we're making our own team. That would be quite fun. Tell me if you'd actually want us to do that, where we can maybe run a save where we only hire British. Like, we're very much like I don't know if Ferrari still have that rule. Was it a rule? But they tended to only hire Italian crew chief, crew members, engineers, or anything in the back room. You know, the drivers weren't always Italian, obviously. Schumacher, Kimi, Vettel, Lewis Hamilton. You know, like, they've got lots of stars who have raced for Ferrari, because of course they have. But they're not all Italian, obviously, of course. There are rumors circulating that this will be the final year as the head of night racing. Is this true? How would you like to be remembered? I would like to be remembered as someone who kept to their what's the word? Like morals, I suppose. Oh, I feel like it starts with a P and I can't remember the word. I'm always doing this. I'm going to have to Google. I'm going to have a Google. No. It is like moral code. Is that what I'm looking for? Principles. That's the one. My word. Team principle. We're in a racing game and I can't remember the word principle. Wow. Incredible. Yeah. Someone who sticks to their guns. That's what I'd like to be remembered as. Punk says, great season, well done. Excited for the final season. Thank you, Punk. And Hitchenbaz says, another suggestion. King versus Nielsen, Battle of the Champions. No prioritizing, no team orders. Just the final question. Who is the best driver? And then Lonwa backed it up. And then Amos backed it up as well. And that is the case. Your wish is my command. We're going to pick that team right now. Edward King. Yes, please. Anders Nilsson. Still in early career as well, might I add. Yes, please. Alberto Neri stays with us. And Jürgen Schütz, who's the best of the best. I mean, costs the most because the stats are incredible. There we go. That is the car we're going to get. We're going to stick to a balanced build. I'm still not willing to go experimental. And we're going to now see all of the other teams and see who goes where. Here we go. So, anyone with a dot is a new signing. So, Wayland have actually kept with their drivers. That's interesting. Johan Muller and Tyler Edwards has moved over from Knight. So we've got two new drivers. Well, not really, because obviously Anders Nilsson has driven with us before. Johan Muller goes to Wayland from Ezzolini. Ezzolini have gone with Fletcher and Gruber, who was a free agent. And they've taken Tyler Johnson and they've taken Carlos Alvarez. Then you've got Henri Lefebvre in the Chapman. Fernando Pereira, who was a free agent. Ian Fraser was a free agent. Pierre Van Dort. So Chapman have picked up the free agents. Vernier, they've taken George Thompson and Yan Xiao. But they've taken both LeBron drivers. Donato Testa, free agent. Esteban Canto, free agent. Giovanni Russo has got a drive. Look at that. Alessandro Ambrosio, Benedict Foot, and Luis Delgado, who was at LeBron. So they've picked 3 new team members. Franco Rinaldi stays at Pope. Hans Becker joins. Sifo Ndvlovu, butchered that, I apologize. Free agent. And Teen Kruger, free agent. Angelo Diaz, free agent. Jacques Dupont, free agent. Well, it's all free agents. Wow, it's kind of crazy. Bancroft have kept Hostler and then taken Fisher from Pope. Vincent Desmet stays. And Jana Javalainen comes from Pope as well. So Bancroft are kind of picking up Pope players. Eric Palmer has a draft, so there's another Yank, another American on the team. And we've got Hemlock, Carl Hoffman stays, Tobias Weber, and Niklas Bergstrom in the Hemlock cars. We are going to, well, of course, we're going for number 1. Come on now, we're going for number 1. And that is everything done. So, we've got... Oh, we start at Monaco. Oh, wow. Let's take a look at the calendar. Here we go. Let's take a look at the calendar. Wow, interesting. Look at those first 5. That is some iconic racetracks in the first 5. Whoa. Monaco. Stretto, which I think is Imola. Retorcido, I don't know what that means. I'm sure it means something in Spanish. I'm not great at my Spanish, but it looks a bit like Catalonia. I'm not sure. Mutton Chop, it looks like Silverstone. Of course it does. And then Ondas Rolando, which I think is the old. I think someone in a comment on like season 3 or 4 said it's the old circuit. And then we go to essentially Monza, then to Hopkins Boot, then Norze, and then Circuit Ernst. And then we finish in Argentina. So we go Europe, 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 South America, Europe, North America, United States of America, Europe, Europe, South America. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, we've got $62 in the bank. Do we want to go to the garage? Do we have any upgrades to make? Is that... Oh, the chassis is a bit weak, isn't it? Oof. Chassis is a bit weak. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into this first race and we're going to see where we stand. We're going to see where we stand. Here we go. Qualifying time. Carlos Alvarez, crew chief of Team Mezzolini, partied a bit too hard. Well, that is silly of him. This is exciting. I won't lie. This is very exciting. We've got Edward King and we've got Anders Nilsson as our 2 drivers for this season. And I have no idea who's going to win. It's going to be interesting. And for as much as I possibly can, I want them in the same car. What was going on there? That was really odd. Nilsson was going very slowly, but is in the zone, so should be able to put in like a pretty good lap. Edward King's gone faster, but look at that. Nilsson's gone purple in the middle sector and goes fastest. Wow. That is something else. Okay. That is something else. We've got to try and get these guys opportunities to put in fast laps. The fastest they can possibly put in. Let's go. Okay, so we know the chassis is the weakest, but we are at Monaco. We are at Monte Carlo. We have got to look at our steering. More than anything else, that's what we've got to do. So 35 on the steering for Edward King is pretty good. It's a really good start. Quite happy with that. I want to try and send Anders Nilsson out as quickly as possible. I really don't want him to get stuck behind more people. So let's see what we can do here. Oh, that was a bad one. Unfortunately for Anders Nilsson, that was pretty bad. But I'm going to send him out as quickly as I can. Can he get ahead of the pack? Yes, he can. Brilliant. Okay, so our tuning speed has actually got him out ahead of the pack, provided no one jumps in front of him and ruins our kind of space on the track, which it actually looks like it might happen. It might not. No, he's relatively safe. Relatively safe. Not quite sure. He's gone purple sector 1. King is going green, however, and probably will improve and has improved. But Nilsson's gone purples. And yeah, it's got 5 seconds. What? No way. That's incredible. What on earth is that? That's something else. Okay, Edward King's steering is almost done. Not quite. We need to help out Anders Nilsson here. He is getting a little bit left behind with the tuning. Trying to pick our numbers and be a little bit careful about it. Okay, he's up to 55. That's better. Kinda. Edward King's definitely having the better luck when it comes to the tuning. As of yet. So far. But then Nielsen put in a lap time that was outrageous. A 151. Are you joking? King's in the zone, so maybe this will be his response. Let's see. First sector's only green. Nielsen's only gone white, which is not improving. If you don't know, if you're not aware, I'm sure most of you are. In fact, probably all of you are. White sector has not improved. Green sector has improved. Purple sector, best of the bunch of everyone. So King putting in green sectors and closing that gap to a second and a half. We'll take that. We'll absolutely take that. Okay, it's going to have to be chassis next. Yeah, up to 20 on that because we've got the golden steering done on Edward King's steering. That's good. It's the most important one at a track like this, where in real life, Monaco steering is so specific that they actually have to put on a specific steering rack just for that track. It's so tight, and it is the... Is it the lows? Is that the hairpin? I think it's the lows. I can't remember. But it's a freaking hairpin. And, like, it is. Yeah, it is. My description is great. Okay, back to 2 times speed as we go on our out laps. Everyone else is on their in laps, so should theoretically disappear into the pits and leave us with lovely open track, which has more or less happened. Not fully, because Jan Schaub is only now on his in lap. Not helpful for Edward King as Nielsen puts in more purple sectors in his, I'm going to guess 148 or something crazy like that. 150. Okay, so I went too crazy with it. Unfortunately for Edward King, could not improve. Getting stuck behind other cars does not do you any favors. Dang it, leaving 2 points out there. Not ideal. Not what we want to be happening. Let's tune up. Here we go. We're trying to focus on... Anders Nielsen is getting so unlucky. He really is. It is not... It's genuinely not fair. All the luck is going with Edward King. But then Anders Nielsen is so freaking quick in qualifying that it does not really affect him. Not really. You know, he's just that freaking fast. He's gone purple again. I mean, look at that. King will close the gap with some green sectors, maybe getting to the 152s, 151s, 151, and then Nielsen will break it again. Goes 150.1. And it's almost showdown time. It's almost the final laps. There's a minute, I keep saying that. There's a second and a half between the drivers right now. Lovely, that was good. You never, I don't think, you're not going to get a golden tune out of Monaco. I think it's very difficult. You're not even, there's 3, oh my word. I really do feel for Anders Nielsen. It does not seem very fair. But we are going to be able to set one more lap time. You're not stuck behind Pereira, are you? Oh, you are. You're behind Fletcher as well. Come on, Nielsen. Here we go. Nope, he is not happy. He is not happy. It honestly doesn't really matter, though. King did improve. Look at that. King went into a 150.6. So we've I think we've definitely locked out that front row, haven't we? We're a second and a half on everyone else. So we do go 1-2. We've locked out the front row. Our Battle of the Champions begins at Monaco. Are you joking? That's incredible. Okay, so... Oh, and now we have to get into decisions. I need a drink. I need water. I've got some water here. Okay. Okay. They're both going to push. Of course they are. I think the best bet for our team is, and this goes against a lot of things I usually say, because it's Battle of the Champions. It's Anders Nilsson, it's Edward King. They are they are our night champions. And favoring one of them doesn't seem fair. We're not going to do it. We want a battle from the start of this season to the very end. If that is a battle just between our two drivers, so be it. That's what we'll do. So it's going to be the same strategy. They're going to start on mediums. They're going to push. They're going to have orders to fight. They can fight if they want to. And we shall watch we'll watch from King's point of view. Here we go. 5 lights and the season begins. And unfortunately, King has gone backwards after being unable to get that first corner overtake on Henri Lefebvre. Sorry, on Nilsson, so Lefebvre has gone past. A very interesting mix of tyre strategies selected. A lot of hard tyres out there. Some medium, some soft. Nilsson's in the zone, and if, this is a pretty important statement here, if you let Nilsson go, I don't think you're going to catch him. So, Nilsson currently has a very, very healthy 6-second lead after only 1 3/4 laps. The Chapmans look very fast in 2nd and 4th right now, followed by the Ezzolinis. The Lebrons, I don't know what is happening to them. They are way further down. The Waylands as well, not having a great time. Nilsson has held on to his lead. Unfortunately, King has lost 2nd place. It's a bit harsh because in 2nd place, he's trying to get the move done. The game is, to run the RNG, and it said he's not going to be able to get that move done, and it slowed him up. And then because of that, he gets overtaken. However, he is in the zone, so I'm going to give him a push. That's how we're going to do it. If they're in the zone, we're going to give them a push. They can try and break that gap. They can try and slim that gap. They won't get a burn. The burn strategy is going to be the same as it's always been. We're going to save up and burn at the end of the race. But we're only going to push them on laps where they say, I'm in the zone, let's go. And the reason for that is, that will allow me to kind of have both drivers. The rule is the same for both both drivers. There's no special treatment. There's no favoriting one driver over another. These are champions, and I want them to race. And there is Edward King getting that position back. Well done. So we are back on our 1-2. The gap is very little now. It was up at 6 seconds. It has been cut down quite significantly. And we are 6 laps in, and I think it is now willing time to go to 2 times speed. I want to see if Nilsson pulls away, and then I want to see if King can... Oh, slow it down, slow it down. Give him that push. Then we'll be ready to click back off of that. Can't get past Anders Nilsson. You are pushing. King's in the zone. Okay, you have a 2nd push. Still does not look like he's going to get that move done. Giovanni Russo crashed. That's a yellow flag. It's a bit early in the race. We take a look at our tyres down here. It's a little bit early in the race for any form of pit stop strategy to really come into play. So I'm going to 4 times speed it. We're going to get through this yellow flag period. Giovanni Russo, of course, we've got a soft spot for him. He was a night racer last season. And he did well. Let's not forget, he did do quite well. Okay, so it looks like Henri Lefebvre has somehow lost a lot of position, or a lot of time, under that yellow flag, which is quite interesting. Not sure how that's happened. Maybe it's defending from Paul Woods. I don't quite know. But we are still running 1 and 2. We're not even halfway through our medium tyres just yet. And if we get a driver saying they're in the zone, we're going to let them push and they'll compete. That's what it's all about. We will also run by the generally accepted strategy of the car in front will get to pit stop first and go for those undercuts or whatever. You know, prevent any undercut from cars behind. So that's the strategy we'll run. We'll keep it fair. Nielsen really isn't focusing all that much, but now the pit stops are happening. Look at that. Both Chapmans went in. They're on different tires. Woods is chasing down King. Now, it actually wouldn't really be like that bad if Woods does get past King, which he might because King's not focused. Because that hard tire means they're on a different strategy. You know, we're not really racing them right now anyway. We might end up racing them later. King is in the zone. Let's give it a push. Let's go. Woods has gone past. Woods is absolutely flying on that hard tire. So I think we know what tire we want to move on to. Okay, Nielsen is now in the zone. So we'll swap that over. And Nielsen will have a chance of catching up to Paul Woods and has more or less caught him. Can he get past? That's a different question. And is in the zone again. Oh, they're both in the zone. Here we go. Both in the zone. Okay, now that's got to be a calm down because we don't really want to be driving in the red. Though pit stop for Ambrosio, it's not a good day. Is it? To be a Wayland driver? I don't think so. Slow pit stop for Carl Hoffman as well in the Hemlock. No, that's horrid. Okay, Nielsen has a push lap. The gap to Woods is 5 seconds. That is a little bit significant. In the zone again. All right. Is going to hit that red though, so we'll stop him, slow him down. We're going to go to 1 times speed in a second. Just now. Because it is getting to pit stop time. So what are we thinking? Nielsen gets that first pit stop because Nielsen is running in front. Can we... Not yet. Okay, still 3.4 in the negative on the fuel. 45 left. 27. Hard tire. How far does a hard tire take us? Potentially to the end. King's in the zone. Have a push. If we can stretch these mediums to lap 30, hard tire will definitely take us to the end. Okay, 2 times speed for a second. Oh, they're both in the zone. Wow, okay. That does change tactics a little bit, doesn't it? Because the amount of pushing has changed the tire settings. We're not going to get to 30 with King, for example. We might just... yeah, no, we probably will. The likelihood of a puncture does go up, but it's not unfathomable. But we do want... It should be pitting Nielsen first. Okay, King's in the zone. Okay, Nielsen's going to get the pit now. Hard tyre should go to the end. And of course, Paul Woods has pitted onto a soft tyre, confirming that 2-stop is the strategy for Paul Woods, which is curious. Especially to go on a hard tyre for so long. Very interesting. Okay, King can have a push and then pit. Nielsen comes out. Nielsen comes out in third, behind Paul Woods, but with a hard tyre, knowing that Paul Woods is going to stop again, and it's very much about just kind of keeping in touch, basically. King's already got Lefebvre, which is very good, because that could have slowed us down big time. I'm glad it didn't. That could have slowed us down big time. Okay, so theoretically now, it is straight up. They've made their one stop, go to the end, and race. Nielsen's in the zone. We are going to let them push on the laps where they say they're in the zone. If that means we end up pitting again, well, I hope we won't have to, but we will check on our strategies if and when it comes to that. We can't burn just yet, I don't think. No, 1.7, so we're very close. King is in the zone, let's go. The gap to Woods is 8.5 seconds. It is relatively significant. It's not going to be easy to cut that back. But the thing to remember is that... Oh, slow pit stop for Lefebvre. That helps us out big time. The thing to remember is that Woods is going to stop again. And that time that Woods loses by stopping again is potentially where we win this race. Potentially. I'm just going to be kind of vigilant on this. I'm in the zone. Let's go. And when they show that versus the tires and stuff like that. At the moment, the tires are fine because we're only really pushing it a lap at a time. But as these laps tick up and if they keep focused up and they keep pushing, then those tires are going to fade. That is a reality. Okay, how are we looking at burning? Not yet, but very close. And Woods is kind of running away a little bit. Not significantly, but a little bit. Trying to build that pit gap. I can't blame him. I'd be doing the same. But also, don't forget that we start burning. Not just yet. One more lap. We'll do it at 41. And we are fully in this race. Paul Woods is having a really good race. So let's just acknowledge that as well. Okay, we can burn now, surely. Yes, we can. Okay, we can burn now safely. We are burning to the end. If there's any yellow flags, all it does is extend our tires and give us more surplus fuel. The burn can continue. Okay, Mendes in the pits. That opens up even more of a gap behind us. Again, goes to the soft. You're confirming a 3-stop? Really? Okay. King's in the zone. Let's go. And that gap has already shot down to 7 seconds because we are burning. We are making up that time. Nielsen, you may push. Let's go. 3 seconds. Are you joking? We've made up that time that quickly. What on earth? That's outrageous. Nielsen, you don't even need to make an overtake. You genuinely don't. Paul Woods is going to pit. Who knows when? I don't know when. But he is going to, because there ain't no way those soft tires going to the end. Don't even need to push. Don't even need to push. It would be very good to get past him. We are very close. Okay. King's in the zone. So King is now caught up as well. And King's got Nielsen. Oh, that's a spanner. King's first. King has just had an incredible lap. That's changed things significantly. King's got the move done. Woods has gone into the pits. Goes onto the hards. Not a surprise. I probably would have gone onto the mediums. What do I know? Yeah, what do I know? The gap is crazy. Look at this between our two drivers. Look at this between our two drivers. They are. I can't get past him. Yeah, I know you can't get past him. It's difficult to get past him. It's going to be tough. It comes down to who is able to focus and who gets to push. Nielsen's in the zone, so you get to push. Can you get the move done? Let's watch Nielsen. Here we go. Oh, I don't know. Okay, and stop that push. Can't get past him. I know. It's not going to be easy. It's Monaco. What do you expect? King made 2 overtakes in 1 lap, so that's something. That's definitely something. Woods is fast. Look at that, 138. That's very fast. Oh, they're both in the zone. Okay, oh my goodness. Go, Click, go. They're both in the zone. They're going to fly around this lap. Okay, they're both out of the zone. Okay, they're actually still in the 159s. That's interesting. Even though King did set his own fastest lap. It's going to be a blockbuster finish. Maybe. Who knows? What a start to the season. With our 2 drivers being incredibly fast. And the strategy paying off. We're going for the 1-stop and it's paying off right now. Medium onto the hard. What? It was a cheap and easy pit stop to make for Edward King, so I just went for it to just give him a new set of tires and we'll just burn through them. Oh. Yeah. That's annoying. That's frustrating. That's not how we wanted this race to go. 11 laps to run it to the end. Nielsen's getting overtaken. We'll finish in 19th, of course. There's no points for finishing in 19th. However, King has just set the fastest lap on these soft tyres to take that point away from Paul Woods, who is 14 seconds behind. You can see I'm not really pushing. There's no need. That's just really frustrating. Nielsen wasn't even pushing at the time. But it's Monaco, and one mistake usually does mean the end of your race. Mendes has gone fastest. So if King does show me some focus, then we will give him a push for a fastest lap point. So I'll have the click ready to go. But we've got to take this win. And on top of that, Nielsen is just instantly chasing in the championship. When it could have been 6 points, it could have been... Yeah, it could have been 6 points. It could have been 8 points, 7 points. 1-2 finish. Yeah. That's rough. That's difficult to take. That's difficult to accept. Nielsen's not going to be happy with that. I'm not happy with that. That's a lot of points left out on the table. A lot of points. There we go. Fastest lap taken. 135.9. Wow. Yeah, I don't... Wow, come on now. Are they going to get into the 135s? I don't know. I don't think so. King's in the zone again. I'm not going to push. Look, if they do get into the 135s, then fine. Good on them. But we're going to take this win. And it's just like it's put such a sour finish on this race. You know? And I like sour. I don't like this. There we go. "26 points for Edward King. He still reigns. It would have been Knight, Wayland, Chapman, Etzolini, Pope, Vernier, Pope. Interesting. Bancroft, Hemlock, almost there. LeBrons have fallen. What is going on with them? I have no idea. Yep, King will celebrate. But that is, yeah, look, we're second in the standings because of that DNF. Yeah. So all that's changed now is the reliability levels. Now, I'm not going to make any decisions right now on what we're going to, upgrade or anything, or, build new parts or whatever. Leave me your thoughts in the comments, guys. We will get to that next time. That's so frustrating. It really is. Because this season was meant to be a season of 1-2s. Of course it was. And it would have been. But Nilsson's lost it. Nilsson lost it. It wasn't anything we did. It was a driver error. Sometimes that is going to happen. Until next time, thank you.